Daddy.
Yes.
I haven't called you Daddy in a while. I like it.
Yeah. Kind of puts me in my place. There are very few people who are let call me Daddy.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Shut up. And I'll do the talking.
Okay. What's up?
Guess what the kid found out?
What?
Well, indeed, there was a last straw. And that straw was,
Wait, remind me what was the next to the last straw?
They closed Sanical Pharmacy.
Okay, and the last straw is what?
Berman's.
Oh, no.
They closed Berman's.
Bastards.
Yeah. They
Well-
locked the doors of Berman's.
You know what, Ben? This is just part of what we call progress.
Well, Berman's was like, that was the benchmark store
Right, but
in Pullman Square. I mean,
What
that
was-
was the big
What was the verb in that sentence, Ben?
benchmark.
No, you're close. It was the benchmark. You know, that store's
don't get on
old.
this again.
No, it's old, it's smelly, it's
But you-
overpriced, and it's understocked. Overstaffed. And delicious. No, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about Berman's. The weird thing is I don't feel that strongly about Berman's, but
Well, you
I'm
used to. I mean, that's the thing. You've gotten soft in your old age.
Or I've come to my senses.
Dad, first the pharmacy, then Berman's,
Right.
and then pretty much everything else. And then what happens to the culture of the square, you know?
I see what you're concerned about, but I do have to say this, Ben. Shut up. Hi, Laura.
What do you want?
Nothing. I'm just stretching the old legs, you know.
Well,
Let me ask you something, Laura. Do you think we make a difference in people's lives, what we do here?
like on Earth, like we in general?
I'm talking about, my practice, the people that come here seeking my help.
You mean you, then?
Well, I'm including you in the practice.
Well, I think I do, but I don't know about you.
See, sometimes I'm not positive that I am affecting people's lives in a good way, you know?
Well, as long as they don't realize it.
But don't you think that what I do caters to the haves and not to the have-nots? Do you know what I mean?
Us have bigger problems to worry about than whether or not they can afford therapy.
Because they have not.
Yeah, they already know why they're depressed.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to think they were the have-nots.
Don't you have work to do?
Yeah.
The other day I was in the dry cleaners, and I just have a lot of anger, and I don't know what I'm doing with it. I just snapped.
Right.
They said, "Yes, sir, can we help you?" I said, "Why is everybody controlling me?"
What was it like in your home growing up?
There was always a lot of death around the house when I was a kid.
Right.
And I always knew that someone had died because of the sudden appearance of a 30-cup percolator on the kitchen stove. You remember the big boy that told me that a funeral brunch was about to happen in the house.
Right.
With that great perking sound. You remember this sound? With the light that came on every 5 seconds, it said to me, "Death in the family. Death in the family. Wake up and smell the pain. Trouble is a-brewin'."
Right.
We were at my aunt's funeral, you know? And all my mom could say to me is, "I just hope I have enough food back at the house." Who knew your aunt was so popular? Everyone came. Everyone. I guess the only happy memories that I have is of the summers. Because we had a summer cottage at a place called Nantasket Beach. And my uncle Red,
Right.
he owned a ride there. And it was a ride called the Rotor. I don't know if you've ever been on a ride like this, but it was a ride that went around and around and around and around, floor drops out. And that's when you'd stick to the wall. And that's when you'd throw up. And that's when my uncle would take your picture for his throw-up gallery.
Well, why do you care?
Well, because I like the old Pullman Square. I spent a lot of time there.
You did?
Well, I spent my childhood there.
Huh.
It's pretty safe to say I was sort of raised by Pullman Square. So I did what any normal person would do when he's sad. I founded an organization called Free Pullman Square.
Well, what are you freeing them from?
You know, Laura, don't denigrate my movement.
Okay.
I mean, if we can stop what they're doing to Pullman Square, then we can stop...
Progress?
No, not progress.
Well, how are you going to do this?
Well, I'm starting a petition.
A petition?
And I made a sign. It said Free Pullman Square.
Huh.
You know, I'll tell you something, Laura.
Yeah.
You can evict our neighborhood, but not our spirits. All right?
Wow. You know, why don't you get involved with a cause, like, that matters?
You don't think the Pullman Square thing matters?
Well, like landmines, you know? The depletion of the ozone, or... I don't know,
What do you mean, landmines?
Well, 'cause they kill people.
Yeah, but there's no landmines in America.
Well, then I guess your work is done.
Are there landmines? I mean, we've just all been really lucky.
Now, I'm not exaggerating. The house is 2 houses away from the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
And even though it was 2 houses away, it took us half the day to get to the beach and half the day to get back.
Why is that?
We took everything in the house. We took tables, we took chairs, we took lamps, we took a Davenport couch and a hassock, big bottle of Tab. We were like Jews on our way to Ellis Island. Right down to the ocean, Dr. Katz, a sea of brightly colored blankets, and all the old beach smells. Remember this? Beautiful bouquet of solar cane, sea and ski and prel filled the air. I was the happiest kid in the world for 3 seconds. And then all of a sudden, my mom would come to the water's edge. Come on in. You're out way too far. You're making me nervous, and if I'm nervous, everybody's nervous. Come on. And I'd just be out there waving. Can't hear you. Cannot hear you. God, how I love the ocean.
Well, why don't you go chain yourself to Pullman Square somehow, like to a bike rack?
That was kind of the original plan, but I figured if I do that, then the cops would come and probably arrest me.
Well, that's the point.
I ain't going to jail for this. Laura.
Yeah?
Are you with me or are you against me?
Well, I'm against you, but...
Okay, let me check my list here. Are you part of the solution or the problem?
Problem?
Paper or plastic?
Plastic.
Dumb choice.
Okay, so what is your plan of attack here, Ben? How are you going to,
Well, it's a tri-phase attack.
Perfect.
Which means 3, Dad.
What is phase 1?
Well, phase 1 is, I want to get everybody together.
Like a pep rally of some sort?
Like a pep rally,
Right.
but, with dancing and maybe bands. And I'm going to have that right in the square.
Yeah.
And they can't stop me.
Well, I think you need a permit to do that.
No, you don't.
To have a kickoff party, you need a
Dad,
permit.
if you're rebelling, you don't need anything.
Okay, phase 1 actually sounds doable. Now, what about phase 2?
Right. Then I kind of need you mostly in phase 1. Because...
Want me to get the old band together?
No. But we need money. So I was thinking maybe you would be the first to donate to the cause.
Yeah. What's phase 3?
No, phase 2. We haven't gotten to phase 2 yet.
I'm sorry.
Phase 2 is boycott.
Boycott what?
Boycott the new stores.
Isn't it a little late once the new stores are in? Haven't you pretty much lost the battle?
I mean, after they've already built them.
Yeah, and open them up to the public.
Okay, let's skip phase 2.
Okay, what is
And
phase
we'll
3?
move to phase 3.
Which is?
Phase 3 is to buy back all the property from the greedy bastards who are developing it.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I can't get bogged down in details right now, Dad. How much would it take to buy back all the property in Pullman Square?
I would say about $8.5 million.
And how much money do you have?
I have $30.
We are screwed.
Now, your parents are not alive, right?
No, I have one alive and one in heaven. Well, whatever your concept of.
Well, what is your concept of heaven?
For me, it's like high school. Heaven is like high school. After you die, you go to high school.
Huh.
Because that's where a lot of your opinions are formed in high school, so you sort of freeze-dried there, and after you die, you go back to your high school, and you just sort of fly around and visit the different cliques that you couldn't get into, and that's what I think happens after you die.
What was it about high school that you find so appealing?
Oh, it's not that it's appealing. I think it's kind of my version of my own private little hell. You're so self-conscious when you're in high school. I mean, isn't everybody? And there's all this pressure. What are you going to do with your life after this is over with? And this is your last chance to go dating and have fun. And you're going to let that guy touch your bra. And there's every element, every possible element of your life is aroused when you're in high school. So you might as well go back there after you die and deal with it finally, instead of just shoving it under the carpet.
And is that what you did, Terry? Did you shove it under the carpet?
Well, somewhat. Yes, I had to. Didn't we all?
Well.
So that's what I think happens when we die.
Yeah.
But I remember being very innocent and all that, and almost Mormon. And then I had all these girlfriends that were very much racy. That's why I hung out with them. You know, they smoked in the bathroom and everything.
Not Mormon.
They were not Mormon, no. They were Catholic girls.
I sense that this whole conversation we're having now, Terry, is really about sex, which is okay, you know.
I'm so glad we're sophisticated adults and we can talk about these things without being embarrassed or humiliated.
Well, that's one of the advantages of being dead.
That's right.
And in high school.
We could say the word penis and it would be okay.
That's right.
Penis, penis, penis.
Yeah.
I just want to know if I'm getting better.
You are getting so much better. It's embarrassing.
Really?
Well, what's going to happen to all the cynical employees?
Well, they'll have to find other work. Or at least pretend to while they collect unemployment.
You know, Dad, I'm kind of disappointed in you.
Why is that?
Because you're not embracing my cause, you know? You know what happened to the old 60s spirit?
Well, I guess I woke up.
I would think you would agree with me
Well-
that Pullman Square should stay the same.
I may not be embracing your cause, Ben, but my cause
Mm-hmm.
is embracing my son. Come here, you.
No, Dad, I don't...
Let's try this little chant. What do we want?
Change.
When do we want it?
Now.
How badly?
Badly. Very badly.
I think I've lost my touch.
Is he spearheading this Save Pullman Square?
He started a grassroots movement.
Really? Are there a lot of people now involved in it?
He's had a meeting, and he had a fairly good turnout.
Oh.
What's fairly good?
A little bit better than mediocre.
Oh.
Well, I'd like to know when the next one is. I would come.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Julie,
I'll help with
count,
that.
count me in, too. I'll save Pullman Square. Is it going to be hors d'oeuvres and stuff?
You better believe that, my friend.
Thanks.
He sort of inspired me to maybe start giving a little something back myself to the community.
Have you ever done that?
Well, I used to do some work with the animal rights people in the area of sexual harassment. I know that sounds strange, but we work with the horses. And our feeling is that when a horse says neigh, that's exactly what he means. You really have got me thinking, Laura, about this whole giving back to the community, this doing the socially responsible thing. I really was affected by our conversation, and I decided to make a tidy little donation to the Community Mental Health Center.
Well, what happened to the pro bono idea?
That is a great idea. Unfortunately, just looking through my schedule, I don't really have time to do that.
Well, they really need volunteers a lot more than donations, I'm sure.
Yes, I think you're probably right. I just don't have the time to do that. If I did...
Well, what about Wednesday afternoons? They're wide open.
Yeah. Well, then maybe that's the day I can make my donations.
Mm-hmm.
But, for me, the most elegant solution to this problem is just to write out a check.
All right, Dr. Katz. Well, if that's going to make your conscience feel better, I guess that's what it's all about.
No, it's not about my conscience at all. It's about my social consciousness. My social conscience.
Yeah, whatever.
Laura, I am responsible for the mental health of more than 30 people.
You're not responsible for it. You just tamper with it.
I don't tamper. I tinker. I want to try something new with you, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take in the silence, and then when I say now, give it a color. Okay? Just tell me what color it feels like. Now.
Blue.
So close.
Do you mind if can I ask you one question?
You can ask.
Can we try a little word association?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Music.
Hello.
Grief.
Dance.
Bag.
Shopping.
Leg.
Hello.
Friendly.
Octopus.
Sponge.
Pigeon.
Filter.
Hello.
Hi, Tom.
How you doing?
Not well.
What's wrong?
I got problems in my life.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
When you have problems, well, I don't have problems, but I almost said that.
I appreciate your support.
What's wrong?
You see what's going on with Pullman Square? I mean...
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Why would you like that?
There's a lot of reasons, man. All those new stores,
Well, it's the same stores in the mall.
I know, but they're right there.
But the whole point is you can go to the mall and go to those stores, not...
I don't like malls, so I don't...
But it's going to be like a mall.
I like the stores at a mall, but I don't like malls.
Well, it's going to be like a mall.
I know. It's great, man.
You know what? It would be like coming in here and seeing you, but you were different.
Uh-huh.
You know? Like it was Todd.
But I became a Gap or something?
No, not a store. Like you look different.
Uh-huh.
Like, let's say you styled your hair like you slickified.
Slickified?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like put gel in it.
I do put gel in it.
You do?
Yeah. So it was kind of a bust, huh?
Well, but not a lot of people showed up. That's why I'm doing this now, this flyer thing.
Flyers always help
Well, I'm
bring
posting
people in.
flyers up everywhere. Can I post one up here?
Okay, actually, it's against store policy, Ben.
What about all those flyers up in the window?
The flyers?
Yeah.
Well, those are bands that are be playing in town soon.
Oh, so bands can do it, but if I'm on a Save Pullman Square
Well,
campaign,
that's an apolitical sort of agenda.
the bands have an agenda?
Nah, they just want to rock out.
You know, Todd, you may have a laissez-faire attitude
Uh-huh.
about this now. You like that? I mean, but you should really start getting into the esprit de corps. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. I have a joie de vivre about it.
Well, you may have a joie de vivre, but that joie de vivre may be taken away. Toot sweet. If you don't do something, because what I'm planning here is coup d'etat.
Oh, wow.
And that coup d'etat is going to change le monde.
This is a big moment in my life. Was when I was a little kid. It was the first time I ever saw my father cry. Well, it was 1978, and it was the playoff game between the Yankees and the Red Sox. And my father and I were watching a little black and white TV set sitting on the edge of the bed. It was amazing. And Carl Yastrzemski, his hero, got up to the plate.
Right.
And he hit a home run into the right field stands. And I look over at my father, and my father is crying. Tears are rolling down his cheeks. And I said, Dad, are you okay? Why are you crying? And he said, Ed, I'm trapped in a marriage I don't understand.
So how did it go?
What?
The rally.
Oh, the rally.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rally. It was a meeting.
How'd the meeting go?
There was a decent turnout. There was 11 of us.
That's a pretty impressive number of people just at the beginning of a movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
Yeah. Did you guys get done what you needed to get done?
No.
So it really wasn't...
It wasn't really that organized.
No.
This movement doesn't have, I think, a lot of, what's the word?
Momentum?
Mm-mm.
Damn it.
This movement doesn't have a lot of glamour.
Right. I remember the first anti-war protest I went to. It was crazy. We laughed. We cried.
Really, what happened?
Well, first we sang songs, and then we got tear gassed.
Did you really get tear gassed?
Yeah.
Wow. What was it like?
It's not as bad as it sounds. You know?
Tears of joy?
Any kind of drugs in those days was acceptable, you know?
You just breathed it in?
Yeah. You get a little buzz.
My generation doesn't have Vietnam or Korea or the South, and we don't have any big, like,
you know what, Ben?
big reason to
Guess
protest.
What? Guess what?
What?
I'm proud of you.
You serious?
Yes, I am. What's important is not the issue, it's the spirit of protest that lives in you.
Yeah.
And the spirit of caring.
I do care,
Yeah,
Dad.
you
know?
do.
We need a more outspoken and better leader.
Ben, I thank you for the offer, but I am not available or
Dad,
interested in the position.
I wasn't asking you. I don't think you're a particularly charismatic man. You know?
What about like this?
All right, you're in.
That was my stomach.
Oh, was it? No, you seem to be doing so much better.
Do I?
Yeah.
Good. I feel better.
Do you miss living in New York City?
Well, no, I don't. I hate to say this, but as you grow older, it gets less and less romantic and attractive to be racing around on subways and seeing old ladies eating out of garbage cans and stuff. It's not so funny as it used to be.
Right.
So I don't think I like that. I've spent the entire day going across town in 6 different cabs just to get a lampshade.
Yeah, isn't it? What's the expression? Nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. And
That's the expression.
Yeah, I'm not trying to reduce some real insight you have to a very short cliche.
But you just have.
Well, Terry, Rome was not built in a day. And things like that. Was that my stomach?
It was my stomach. I keep telling you, it was my stomach.
Is that a nervous response?
It isn't a nervous response. It's either, sometimes I think my unconscious is trying to say something. If you listen very closely to my stomach, it's actually saying words. So that I can, realize what I'm feeling. Sometimes I deny the word, it'll go, joy. It'll go, joy. And that means I'm really happy when I think I'm not. And that helps me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll say, grieve. You need to grieve. When I knew that I wasn't grieving, I'd go, oh, the dog died, I don't care. But actually, I need to grieve about the dog, so it'll remind me. Grieve. That has happened to me.
Well, you can't really expect your stomach to be tapped in constantly.
Sometimes I don't think it's tapped in at all because it says something very mundane like, we need cleanser, something stupid like that. And I go, this is not even important to my life.
You seem like you've mellowed out a little bit, Ed.
No, I think I'm not as rageful as I was when I came in because I was sitting on it, right? Now I feel like I'm just getting out with it. You know what, Dr. Katz? Could I just go through a litany of all the things that I'm angry about?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm angry. I'm angry that the Red Sox haven't won a World Series. I'm angry about it. Dr. Katz?
That's the whole list?
That's it. No, I think you're missing the point, Dr. Katz.
The point is that you feel emotionally raw.
Yes! I'm raw! I'm very emotional right now.
That's a good thing.
Is it good?
Yeah,
What about this voice? Isn't it too high?
a little bit. But you can adjust that.
Oh, so if I go a little lower, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Still emotional?
Well, I think you arrive with rage.
Yes.
And you leave with something less than rage.
Yes.
Whoops. You know what the music means? We're going to have to stop now. Our time is up.